What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the Persian Wolf, Hadi and his latest training update, who went through a chest workout today with his coach Hani Rambot. So I think it is a very well established fact that Hadi will always train heavy no matter how close he is to any competition that he's going for. Whether it's the Olympia or the Arnold, he always trains this heavy. Unless of course Hani Rambot himself asks him to back off and maybe do not lift that heavy, because of the risk of getting injured, especially when you are on such low body fat level, especially when you are on low carbs. So here he is, pressing those heavy dumbbells, and that too with textbook form. And when the greatest of all time, Ronnie Coleman leaves a comment himself admiring Hadi Choopan. That's real stuff right there. So is anyone gonna beat Hadi Choopan in that most muscular shot this year? I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Now he is on his way to beat his Arnold Classic look, and that look will go down as one of the best bodybuilding peaks that we ever saw in the bodybuilding history. I mean, he had everything at that show. Size, conditioning, pop, and that is actually the look that actually made people change their minds that Hadi might very well dethrone Derek Lunsford this year. And if he can improve on that, he is gonna be so damn hard to beat. So I don't think it's fair to say that Hadi and Derek are 212 bodybuilders, because they were always meant to be in the men's open. So from being called out for having a wide waistline at the Olympia last year, to shutting everyone down by doing the vacuum at this year's Arnold and showcasing that insane waistline, there is nothing Hadi Choopan cannot do. So I won't be surprised at all if he actually shows up here bad than ever, bad than what we saw at this year's Arnold. No more complaining about Brandon Curry that he doesn't post leg training footage, because here is one now that was actually recorded just a week ago. So about 4.5 weeks out of this year's Miss Olympia. So Brandon is at a point in his career where he is very cautious about how he trains, how much weight he should push, and how much load his joints can sustain. So this was the same strategy that was applied by the legendary Dexter Jackson, especially in the later stages of his career. And that actually allowed him to extend his career beyond everyone's expectations. So from that perspective, Brandon is doing the right thing here. So we do not expect Brandon's legs to look fully separated and fully detailed on the stage, because the thing is that has never been the case with him. But if somehow he can get his size back, at least some of his size back, then I'm gonna say he's gonna make some of those predictions very wrong in less than 4 weeks time. So I never had any doubt about Brandon's upper half, because I always kept on saying that his upper back is gonna bounce back faster than ever, because we have been seeing that happening for years and years now. And one of the major reasons for that is those guys out there at the O2 gyms, they train twice per day. So Brandon's current coach, Amir Abdullah, he posted some training clips from his recent back workout. And Brandon looks all round and 3D and very detailed in them. So those moving fibers on Brandon's back and his shoulders and his traps while he's doing those single arm lat pull downs. That also goes to show us how great of a condition he is in right now, with 4 more weeks to go. So he's basically in a condition that we expect him to be in. So I'm gonna say this again. I think people are making a mistake by counting him out of this year's top 6. And I think he is gonna surprise a lot of people. So the judging at this year's UK Pro, that could not have been more controversial than this. And it got even more controversial as the scorecards came out, which by the way makes no sense whatsoever. So Andre Presti was actually leading after the prejudging by 1 point. And guess who was second? Not the guy who actually won that show. It was actually Louis Breed, who was behind Andre Presti by 1 point after the prejudging. And Bruno Santos, he was in 3rd spot, and he was 3 points behind Presti. So there is not one man out there who was actually there in attendance at this show and who claimed that Andre Presti got worse at the finals of that show. In fact, most of the people said that Andre Presti actually got a lot better. He was a lot more harder, a lot more detailed, and a lot more dry for the finals. And Bruno actually jumped over him from 3rd to 1st. I mean, how? And before some of you guys point out that Presti's legs were too small compared to his upper body, I'm gonna say yes they are. But why did the judges have him leading after the prejudging with those exact same legs? And what did Bruno Santos did in just a few hours that he got so much better in the judges' eyes? Because we have to keep in mind, this wasn't a 2 days show. There were only a couple of hours between the prejudging and the finals. So how he went from 3rd to 1st? I'm really confused. So the only time we saw someone jumping this many spots That was Akim Williams at this year's Arnold, who went from 7th to 4th. But that was actually a difference of 24 hours, and he actually got so much better from the prejudging to the finals. So the scorecard clears all the doubts that the judges do not score the finals, and you have to be equally tired for both sessions. So I'm gonna say hard luck for Andre Presti. He really had it. Next up is the update from Samson Dauda. As he was asked, is the hype behind him this year is real? So I have never actually seen Samson Dauda this confident, and he should feel this confident, because the comparisons that we have seen in the overall muscle separation and detail, especially in this year's Olympia prep, I think we can all agree most of them actually exceeds than what Samson looked like on the stage in the last few showings of his.
Is this next level never before seen conditioning for you? Permission to get hyped? Yeah, you can get hyped, man, because this is definitely the most conditioned I have ever been. And that's by a lot. So this for me is me taking it to the next level for that one. So I just want to see how you hold up against the guy. But honestly, I am really chopping at the bits to show this one off.
And the judges have always said that with the amount of mass and sheer size that he carries, and with that beautiful shape that Samson carries, if he nails it, especially in terms of conditioning, he is fighting for that His Olympia title, and that too this year. And it doesn't matter what the competition brings to the table. And maybe this is the year where we will finally see Samson Dauda at his all-time best, especially in terms of conditioning. So his Arnold UK version this year, as well as his Arnold Ohio version back in 2023, they were easily the best of his career so far. And although Nick Walker still claims that he should have won the Arnold back in 2023 instead of Samson, I think it was a clear-cut victory of Samson over him, especially in the judges' eyes. So in an ideal case scenario, Samson and his wife, they must be looking to top those packages. So they are also going to do a trial for a peak week to see how Samson's body responds, because at this point it is guaranteed that Samson must be fully depleted and right where he needs to be. So the Arnold Classic 2025, that is going to be one of the best Arnolds in years. After Arnold Schwarzenegger announced that the prize money is going to be $500,000, the reigning Arnold Classic champion Hadi announced it right there and then that he will return next year. And now Samson Dauda has also announced that irrespective of his placings at this year's Mr. Olympia, he is absolutely doing the Arnold 225. So expect some other big names to be added in that list as well, because the Arnold is the biggest bodybuilding show right now, especially in terms of the prize money.
Right, man, first questions of the day. First question of the day. Would you do the Arnold if you win the Olympia? Yes, I would. I definitely will do the Arnold, and not just the Arnold Ohio, the Arnold UK as well.
Next up is the 4-week out physique update of Akim Williams. So can Akim Williams be the dark horse at this year's Mr. Olympia? The thing is, nobody is really talking about him as a potential top 10 contender this year, even though he delivered multiple great performances in 2025. His run at this year's Arnold, that was extremely impressive, and his Toronto Pro win, that was also a very dominant one. So Akim needs to bring his 100% for the Friday show, the night of prejudging, as well as for the finals to really stand out. So he has got just 1 week short, and that is the back double biceps. And the thing is, he really makes up for that in those side shots, because they are one of the best in the game right now, and there is no one in this year's Mr. Olympia lineup, not even the reigning champion, who doesn't have a weak shot. So I think Akim will do fine, especially if he can bring the conditioning, just like he did for this year's Arnold Classic UK. So Akim does not get enough credits for his aesthetics, for his beautiful shape. Just look at that width of his shoulders and the waist ratio. He is one of the biggest guys out there, and he opens up so damn wide. And combine that with a tapering down waistline, he has that very impressive X-frame. So I don't think he can beat his career's best, top 6 at the Olympia stage, but he can certainly be in the top 10. Do let me know what you guys think. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.